glass at the chateau. Visualize it. I'll give it something to do. Coach, coach, wherever we go. Visualize it. I'll give it something to do. To get a wildfire burning. Visualize it. I'll give it something to do. Ace high and going all in. Visualize it. I'll give it something to do. Spread it like peanut butter jelly. Do it like I owe you some money.
Hello, friends. This is going to be week 3 of State of the League Address, Season 3, Episode 3, Year 2016. How's the lighting here? Is that kind of throwing you guys off? Hold on a second. I figure that's a little better. As you can see, I got my assistant here. Again, everybody's favorite character here on State of the League Address. So, again, Alex loses a tight one. That's really all there is to talk about as of last week. I don't want to cover too much because there is going to be a little bit of a tease here. You're going to be seeing a very special broadcast this evening of a very special show, and I will give no more than that. So if you're watching this, stay tuned for later tonight. You will be seeing a little bit of something special that's never been done before here in the Football League. So, again, I'm going to try the jump cutting approach, as Sam pointed out to me last week, which is, I think, going to be really beneficial. I don't think it's going to be as long because I'm going to keep my material short, save a little bit of some stuff for that special episode that we got coming up. So, the game of the week, I'm going to pause this because I don't know what it is yet. So, hold on and let me take a look. Oh, yes, I remember now. The Hillbilly Boners against Tarzana Nomads of Los Angeles. Now, of course, it wouldn't be a game without it being close. And as we saw last week, Alex is well aware of close games. So what happens again this week? It's within 1 point, everybody. And let me just say, we remember Alex making the very poor decision of playing Dak Prescott. And what does he do? Makes another sad decision. Leaves Isaiah Crowell on the bench for 20 points. And what happens? Allen Hurns gets him 6. Jonathan Stewart gets hurt. Mark Ingram doesn't do very much. And Alex loses by less than a point. So we can't help but feel terrible for him. Less so last week since he barely scored 70 points or 80 points. I'm not sure what the number exactly was, but poor Alex can't catch a break. So I'm going to see if we'll see if he has another close one this week. But definitely game of the week was against those two, and I think Ryan's definitely happy to get away with a win after being totally upset last week of being the second or third highest scorer last week. So let me just say here, when we get to Paper Bag Team of the Week, I feel so bad for him, but Kyle has had almost an unprecedented low scoring in these first 2 weeks of the season, where he had 63 points and then follows it up with a 67-point effort. He's definitely in some trouble, and we're going to talk about that later tonight, if you know what I mean. So, if you've been listening to my teasers. And Kyle's definitely feeling the pressure, and I think he knows that. And as we saw last night, in fact, by the way, there was some big stuff going on, as we all heard. A lot of talk, and the one takeaway I found was that Stud likes Reds a lot and will do just about anything after he's had 3 of them. And Sam does not take his phone to the gym. So those are 2 things I learned. And I'm glad I get to know each one of you guys more and more every single day. Anyway, where the hell was I going with this? Ah, yes. The big trade that we... Sorry about that. My guard dog alerted me of danger outside. Apparently the wind was blowing. So where was I? I want to talk about the trade that happened last night. This may have been, I don't know this for sure, and I'm not really going to go back and dig into the archives. However, this may have been the largest trade ever proposed and ever accepted that has gone through in the Football League. So let me take a look at this and let me know what you think. Let's see who won this trade. So I want to start with who Scott got. So let's start off. He got James White. This guy's going to be a perennial bench player. Then if nothing else, he's going to get cut. So Scott got nothing out of that. Darren Sproles. Let's just say the Saints didn't like him. And, well, Philadelphia seems to like him enough. I don't know what his future is going forward. Maybe he can fill in the future. All right, where'd my shit go here? Go away. All right. Darren Sproles doesn't want to leave. So, and next, what is else Scott to get here? He gets Thomas Rawls, who may be a bye week fill-in, a low flex. I'm not sure with Kristen Michael how valuable he is anymore, even though Kyle definitely ate him up in the draft, unfortunately. As we can see, that's really not working out for him, which is why he dealt him out. So, what does Scott really get? He got Brandon Marshall, who he doesn't really have playing to my knowledge. I don't see him on the team. Oh, yes, T.Y. Hilton, not Brandon Marshall. They kind of did a tiny adjustment after the fact last night. However, T.Y. Hilton definitely solid with Dante Moncrief going down. I think that's going to be a good pickup there. Seems like he's not really playing him anyway since he's got Julio Jones. He does pick up Odell Beckham. However, I don't believe it's the Odell Beckham we have from last year. We saw Victor Cruz make a big play for the Giants last week to win them the game. And we also saw Spencer, what the hell is his name? Let me pause. Sterling Shepard. I was way off. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing. Anyway, I like that pick. I'm talking way too much about this shit. You know what? I think actually Kyle got a better trade than what people give him credit for. And I'm going to tell you why. When I go down to Kyle, all the way in last place, and we look at his team, out of this trade, he picks up Charles Sims. He gets a running back. Who else does he pick up? He got Travis Benjamin. He got a flex. He keeps Brandon Marshall. He's going to be effective. You know, Kyle had one or two dense players that he had, I believe, in Odell and whoever else, and he gets a peanut butter spread his team over. You know, at least gets more average scoring from everybody. At least it gives him a chance. It's the least he could do. And you don't have any good players. You don't really have much of a choice. So I think Kyle did what he had to do to give himself a shot after going 0-2 and seeing how underperforming his team is. So props to Kyle. I'm going to take a look at the transactions real quick. And I could not believe that nobody used a waiver. I was looking at this. Other than Sean, I believe he used his for Fozzie Whitaker, who's going to be good for about 2 weeks and when Jonathan Stewart comes back. But I saw Sam. Damn West Coast kids. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Who the hell's up on the East Coast? Not him. Picks up Jordan Howard. He gets, who else? Kenneth Dixon. 2 running backs that could potentially take over and be the feature guy, and Sam gets him for free. So that's one of the times where all this stuff processes, you know, a little earlier than normal, and he ends up picking guys up, I guess. Unfortunately, that's the way it goes. What are you going to do? Use your waivers, guys, if you wanted them. Disappointed me a little bit, but I can't move off of 3. It's too good. Anyway, I'm going to give it to Sam. I think Kyle and Scott did their own thing. It helped them both a little bit. I'm giving it to Sam. There's going to be a lot of controversy on that selection. Give it to Sam. Oh, hello there. This is the Commissioner. You may recognize me from Sotla and other various media around the league. I want to take this moment here to talk to you guys today about trick-or-treat scented candles. Light them up. So everyone's favorite part of the Sotla video segment, we got here the matchups for the week. And your master, let's actually, you know, I never actually got to doing league pick'em. Let's see how I did this week. Whoo-hoo! I went 5-1. Moan tied with me at 5-1, but we know it's because he copied me. All right, let's go to the real matchups. Gonna take a look at the first one. And it's yours truly. It's your boy, the Commissioner, going against Hillbilly Boners. All right, so let's take a look here. David Carr and Phillip Rivers, the matchup here. Going to be a shootout for Phillip Rivers. I think he's got a slight advantage. Antonio Brown's going to go off. He's going to have a redemption game after having a slightly bad game for his standards. However, LaShawn McCoy, I don't buy into. Anyone over in Buffalo goes to die for their career. Melvin Gordon moving up. Let me just say, though, he's got a solid team. But I have Jordan Reed, Lamar Miller, Frank Gore. They're due for some touchdowns, baby. I didn't have very many. I think, in fact, I had 1 non-quarterback touchdown. I'm picking myself in this game. We got Bruce winning the first matchup. Next one, we got the Shiny Poop in Sandusky Daycare, Scott versus Sam. Scott just powered up a little bit, adding Odell Beckham to his team. I don't think he's really got any other really drawbacks to his team other than tight end. Jason Witten's kind of a joke now, even though he's still got that name that people think he's worthwhile. Sam struggling mightily. He got a win over Alex with a very low scoring matchup. I think this is going to be a runaway. I pick Scott in the Scott versus Sam matchup. Third matchup of the day is Kyle's team, Kyle versus the Tarzana Nomads of Los Angeles and Alex. One thing I see in this matchup that really confuses me is Carson Palmer. Right now he's projected at 16 3/4 points for the night, and I'm not sure why. A lot of people really believe that this Buffalo team is legitimate, and I saw the Jets last weekend throw all over them all day without any issue. I don't think the Bills are worth anything. Getting a phone call. Hold on. So after I was really interrupted here, I was saying I believe Dez Bryant's going to get back on track. DeAndre Hopkins is solid. I really like Isaiah Crowell right now, and I think I'm one of the few people who are really on the Isaiah Crowell train right now. But Gary Barnidge, I'm not sure he's for real. I do like the Philip Dorsett pickup with Dante Moncrief being out. I like what Kyle did. Will Fuller's for real. Jarvis Landry's very solid, and Charles Sims I like a lot, but I just think that there's just too much on Alex's team. I'm going to go pick Alex to get back on track here after 2 disappointing losses. I've got the fourth matchup here, and I find this one actually very interesting. I don't ever give Scott or Stud a lot of love. I don't ever give Nick a lot of love. I always pick on his team. And here we are in what appears to be a pretty close dead heat. Now let me take a look at this. Cam Newton, far and away, best quarterback. However, I think Aaron Rodgers and the Packers are going to get back on track against a Detroit team that can't stop a nosebleed. Allen Robinson has been suspiciously quiet this year. I also think he's going to get back on track. And I look at Stud's receivers. He's got Doug Baldwin, Willie Snead. They both had pretty good seasons so far. Doug Baldwin last week, not counting. However, they both look banged up a little bit. Some questionable injuries. I don't like those receivers this week. Jerick McKinnon, really not feeling anyone running the ball in Minnesota. Adrian Peterson couldn't do it. His backup is certainly not going to do it either. He's got CJ and Larry Fitzgerald and Cam. I don't think 3 guys are going to be enough. This is my surprise pick of the week, even though he's favored, but I don't think a lot of people are going to agree with him. But I'm going to go with Nick this week over Stud. In the next matchup, I think this is the 5th one. We got You Love My Johnson. We got Moan from Maker Moan Incorporated. And then we also got Steel Curtain 69 is his name. Shasberry Steelers is his game. We got Sean. And I feel so bad for Sean because I have never seen so much decimation due to injury in a single week. Now we know he picked up Tom Brady, but he also lost Amir Abdullah, and he also lost Adrian Peterson. He's got Delaney Walker on the men's. I can't help but feel so bad for this team. I feel like Stephon Diggs, he's got good pieces, and unfortunately, I don't think he's going to have it because he's got a tough matchup this week. I just feel bad for Sean because his team was having a good start, and then after last week, all those injuries caused him to lose last week. It's just heartbreaker for him. I think this is an easy one for me. I got Moan. So next, the final matchup of the week, we've got Kevin, fuck Goodell, and we've got Zuck, Team Rectum Blasters. Now, I'm very surprised at how effective Zuck's team has been despite all his injuries. He is sitting at 0-2. And no disrespect to Kevin, who I like his team this year, but I like Alshon Jeffrey. Kelvin Benjamin's been explosive. Ryan Fitzpatrick has been a steal in this draft for how many points he's scoring. He's getting Gronk back tonight, not at 100%. However, Michael Crabtree's been effective in the red zone, and even LeGarrette Blount is putting up points. So it depends on how Jamal Charles does. However, I do see that Zuck's got Gio Bernard and Shane Vereen to play. I think with Rashad Jennings, Shane Vereen could be a good play this week also. So Zuck here is the underdog. However, in my opinion, I'm going with Zuck over Kevin this week. And there you have it. I've gone drastically way too long again, so I'm getting out of here, gentlemen. Let's turn this up.
Red and black.